Hey guys, it's me, Amelia, in case you forgot, because it's been about 2 months since I've last posted. I am putting out a reading vlog for Crescent City very soon. So today I'm going to be making collages for my favorite book characters, which I'm very excited about because I saw this Instagram account on Instagram that was just this person making a lot of collages for like celebrities, so I just thought that would be really fun. I was actually going to make the collages on paper, like print out the pictures I want to use and just make it on paper, but firstly my printer sucks, second I don't know, like I just don't feel like it. So I'm gonna be doing them on Photoshop. I literally just spent like 2 hours learning how to use Photoshop tools. I still don't really know how to use them, but I'll figure it out along the way. I'm gonna be doing collages for the Cruel Prince series. I'm gonna make like a Cardigan and Jude one. I'm gonna make one for Lucian in Akatar, because he's such an underrated character. I love Lucian. And Lucian. I'm gonna be making one for Nessa, or maybe Nessa and Cassian, but also Nessa is an independent, strong woman, so she should like get her own collage. She doesn't need no man, even though I think she does need Cassian. But like she's also very independent. I just think I just really like the ship. Okay, I was gonna make one for Feyre and Rhysand, but then I remember that time when Rhysand in Aquafast, when Rhysand was really mean to Tamlin, and I was like, Rhysand does not deserve a collage, so therefore I'll be making one for Tamlin and Feyre together. And it's not gonna be, I know like he was very abusive to her, so it's not gonna be about their like, it's not gonna be a romantic collage. It's gonna be a collage about like forgiveness and redemption and how they're not together anymore, but like there was history. So yeah, just about like where they're at now. I'm still not sure what other series I'll be doing, but I'll figure it out along the way. Okay, like they're gonna be really bad, like I know that. I don't know how to use Photoshop, but I hope that you like them and I hope that they're not too bad. Okay, this is me from like after making all the collages. So the first one I made was for Feyre and Tamlin, but it's so bad that I'm gonna put it at the very end because I don't want anyone to see it. Like I'm not gonna put it in the ew. And then I worked on Lucian Van Sarah for Agatar, so that's the one I'm gonna be showing next, but it's the second one that I made. But it's the first one I'm showing. Thank you. So this character art of Lucian is made by C Majoris Art, and here I'm just cutting off the background because I only wanna have Lucian in it. I wanna make my own background. And I wanted to add a quote by Lucian onto the collage. So I'm just looking up his quotes on Goodreads, and I came across this one that says, "If I offer you the moon on a string, will you give me a kiss too?" Which I found to be really cute. He says that to Feyre and Akatar. So I cropped it from the ebook, screenshotted it, and I added it onto my collage. I also decided to add a blood moon, firstly because it matches his hair color, and also it relates to the quote, "If I offer you the moon on a string," and then I have a moon. And I also add this bloody hand. Hands are gonna be pretty prevalent in my collage because I feel like bloody hands are very symbolic for Lucian, if you know what I'm talking about. Like someone had to do something to their hand and make it bloody. No spoilers, but you probably know who I'm talking about if you've read Akatar. And here I'm just adding a sun thing because he's biologically from the day court, and I just wanted to kind of show his biology. And the goldfish has no meaning. I just like the colors, and I don't know, I just tried to add some autumn colors since he's basically from the autumn court as well. And I'm adding more hands because hands are very symbolic for Lucian, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know but you've read the book, think of like rocks and like someone having to hurt their hand, and then it's very bloody, and it was really gross, but I'm glad it happened. So more bruises because that person's hand was very bruised. And the text is, "If I offer you the moon on a string." So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna make the moon hang on a string because that would just be super cool. I also added this Shane because, well, he's basically like, he's forced to do some things. It relates to the hand, if you know what I mean. So in that case, he's basically trapped by basically like his responsibility. And I added a flower headband thingy because he's living in the spring court, so I just wanted to add the spring court into his identity as well. And I'm adding him more eyes because he only has one eye, so I'm like, I'll give you another eye, but then I only left one eye because he's only missing one eye. Also, can someone please tell me if his metallic eye works or if he can't see through it, because I'm very confused. It works, right? Like, I'm not sure. I don't remember. I wanted to add text that said Lucian Vansera in 3D, but then I got stuck in 3D mode and then I didn't know how to get out, and it literally took me like 20 minutes and I still couldn't get out. So this ended up being the finished piece of my collage for Lucian. I'm actually really proud of it. I love how it shows his identity through 3 different courts, as well as his vulnerability and how he overcame that, shown through the bloody and the bruised hands in the collage. And I also love the correlation with the quote and the moon hanging on the string. So the next collage is Nessa Artron from the Court of Books, the courts, yes. I love her, but the collage sucks, So for Nessa, I remembered this quote from A Court of Frost and Starlight that I wanted to use, and it went, "Still she felt nothing." So I just found that part in the ebook and screenshotted it and put it in my collage. I felt like Nesta was both a combination of fire and ice. She's fire because she kind of just lashes out and doesn't really care. She just fires out at people. But she's also ice because she keeps so many things inside, and that's kind of why she lashes out, because there's so much inside, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to combine those two to try to show how she felt on the inside and on the outside. But I soon realized that it was really ugly, so I just took some time to think about what I really wanted to include in a Nesta collage, and I decided to put mountains, firstly because she's in Valaris, and also because she's going to the Illyrian Mountains with Cassian in the next book, which I'm so excited for. But I still wanted to keep the concept of fire, so I decided to kind of make her cry fire, because tears are supposed to be water, but I wanted to show that Nessa is so angry inside that she cries fire because she's so mad at her dad. And honestly, the inner circle, she hates them because they want her to join them and be happy with them, and she just doesn't want to be happy with them, and no one understands that. And this part kind of sounds depressing, but the water is to show the gift that Cassian threw into the Sidra River, because Nessa didn't want the gift and it took him months to find that gift, and I'm just really sad, and I want to cry some fire tears because I'm really angry as well, because I can't believe she threw it into the he threw it into the river because she didn't want it, and I'm so mad. I also added the same blood moon that I did for Lucian, just to give the collage some dimension and show some distance, and I also added a hand on fire, just to sort of highlight that Nessa is holding on to fire, which is her anger, and it's only hurting herself, and I hope we get to explore more of that in the next book. But she's just seriously holding on to unnecessary fire, and I just wanted to explore that. And next, I just added some more fire onto her hands, just to emphasize the fact that she's holding on to fire. I also gave her a fire crown. I don't know, I thought it looked good, and she's a queen, so. I also wanted to add some geometric shapes or lines into the image, so that's what I did. So this is the finished collage. I actually don't like it as much as I like the other collages that I made for this video. Like, I don't think it's that great. It definitely could be improved by a lot. So next up is my collage for Jude and Cardan, which ended up being my favorite. I think it's a tie with this and my Aaron Warner one, which is next. So I just took off the background. I'll credit the artist right here. I wanted to make Jude kind of glittery, just to show that she's like gold, and like and Cardan values her to be something that's like super like luxurious. Like, he can't have her because she's so golden and out of this world. And I added snakes because, no spoilers, but there's definitely snakes, if you know what I'm talking about. And I added this quote that I think really relates with Cardan, which is, "A golden cage is still a cage," because he's trapped with having the throne, and that's kind of a cage for him, even though it's a golden cage because it makes him king. And I added this red thing just to show that, like, Cardan wants Jude, right? But the red symbolizes that, like, he doesn't want her because he hates her, so it's just like something that's stopping him from going to her, but I actually ended up taking the red thing out later on. But yeah, I added the crown that you saw on the left just to highlight the competition for the throne or Cardan becoming king. And on the right, it's a bunch of hands that are trying to get this ball, and I just wanted to show again everyone fighting to get the throne, and it's very like godlike. And I added a moon just to make it seem more luxurious and like everyone wants it, like oh my gosh. And me extending the golden stuff is to just show that like everything leads to Cardan. He's like the center of everything, and he's like king. It makes him seem very godlike. And I also wanted to add some quotes, so I added this one that says, "You really hate me, don't you?" he asks, his smile growing. And I also added this eye golden paint thing. If I remember correctly, Cardan wears like golden paint, but I don't know if I remember correctly. And I just added more hands for the god thingy with the hands. And I wanted to add another quote, and I decided to add when Cardan says, "Have I told you how hideous you look tonight?" And Jude says, "No, tell me." And he goes, "I cannot." And like, oh my god, because fairies can't lie. Like that was just so cute. I tried using the smudge tool just to try to make the different photos blend. So I'm just trying to blend different photos together, hoping that it will look good. And honestly, I actually really like it. I think it looks pretty cool, and like they blend together so seamlessly and smoothly. Here I try to add some lines and geometric shapes just because I want to do that to all of my collages. And this is the final collage. I'm so proud of it. I think it looks amazing, and it's just so pretty. The colors, everything is perfect, and it describes them so well. I love it. Next up is a collage for my husband, Aaron Warner, from the Shatter Me series. So my collage for Warner just started with me adding in a bunch of photos that I felt like resembled how other people saw Warner, or resembled how Warner wanted other people to see him. So that text just says, "Hell is other people," which is so Warner, and down there I have text from one of the books. And I just wanted to add some geometric shapes again. I try to do that with all my collages. And I just put like a bunch of white circles around him. I just wanted it to go around his head. And a lot of my photos are like tuxedos or just his outfit, because I feel like he dresses so well, and that also relates to the text that I put up there. The text says, "Oh my god, what is wrong with you?" And it says everything except for the way I dress, which is such a Warner mindset. He thinks he's a monster, but he also knows that he dresses really well. As for the color of the circle behind Warner, it took me a while to choose the color, but I didn't know what to choose, so I just ended up doing the color picker for Warner's eye color in this photo, and just using that as the color. And that thing says, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here," which is his tattoo. Oh my god, so hot. By hot, I'm talking about the scene, if you know what scene I'm talking about. And here I'm just putting Ignite, which is one of Warner's tattoo, and I also put what it stands for, which is "I grieve nothing, I take everything." And here, this is so cute. It's like Juliet being trapped with Warner because they're like handcuffed together, and like they just belong together. I thought that was really cute. I added this black and white square pattern thing because I felt like it was very organized, and I just feel like Warner is such an organized person, so I just felt like it really went together. And also I'm putting in a gun because Warner is the commander of the soldiers, Sector 45. Like, you need to have a gun in there, come on, it's Warner. For the pink "You Destroy Me" photo, I just tried some pink thing around Warner, but then I kind of realized that it was really ugly, so I didn't go with it. And here are just some further little decorations. Okay, so basically I got really frustrated with that collage. I felt like I wasn't having any Warner inspiration, and it was just only showing like his outerior, not his interior. So I read Imagine Me that night. I got halfway into it, and it just gave me so much more inspiration for making the Warner collage. So the next day I woke up and I worked on the Warner collage, and I basically just realized that I wasn't exploring his vulnerability. So what you'll see next is me the next day and just making it like pretty very different. So yeah, hope you like it because I love it. So I decided that I would show more of like how he's been hurt. I realized I focused on how other people saw him or how he wanted other people to see him and didn't focus on how like he viewed himself on the inside. So I just wanted to add some more blood. I'm not gonna spoil Imagine Me. I can't spoil Imagine Me because I didn't even get halfway through, barely. But I just wanted like blood stuff. So I just added that eye with his pale emerald green eye color and just added a lot of red, like things that resemble red blood cell. Red vessels or red blood or just bruise patterns. I felt like that really represented Warner well, especially because his father abused him as well. And I'm just adding like more skin stuff because in Imagine Me, Warner, I noticed that Warner's skin is described often, like he's pale, his skin is transparent or translucent or whatever. So I just wanted to show a lot of skin stuff basically. Here I'm just making some of the skin photos a bit more spicier, smudging the edges, and I'm also making the Aaron Warner text more fancy, I guess. And I decided to put this text, which is from the book, when Warner says, "Twice I've laid myself bare for you, and all it's gotten me was a bullet wound and a broken heart," which is so sad. So here is the finished piece for Warner's collage. I love it so much. I feel like it represents both his exterior and his interior. So I started with a gold background because I felt like gold is very representative of Tamlin and Feyre's relationship. Like Tamlin gave her family money. Tamlin is like Feyre going back to money, if that makes sense. Like he's wealth, he's the High Lord, and she's this poor girl. I made like white lines. I don't know, I thought it was cool, but it's so ugly. I don't know what I was thinking. And I added this text just about Feyre. Honestly, I don't care about this collage at all. It's so ugly, and I just put in a mask because Tamlin is trapped in a mask in a court of thorns and roses, and I put flowers because he's from the spring court, and everything is so. Can we just skip this? Can we just skip to the end? I don't want anyone to. Ew, it's so ugly. Oh my god, I want to vomit. As you can see, I'm just removing the ugly thing at the back because it made the ugly collage uglier. And here I'm just adding like a goldish background behind them because I thought it was cool. And then I added like chains because Tamlin is trapped by the mask. He's trapped by the curse. I thought the chain represented them well. And I'm just highlighting with the gold, "Be happy, Feyre," he said quietly. And then I went through an existential crisis where I didn't know what to do with the background and I just did the randomest things. This is the finished piece, I guess. It's kind of rude to call it a finished piece because I can't admit that one of my finished pieces would ever look like that, but okay. So those were all of the collages that I made this week. I'm just going to talk a bit about which ones I like the most. Firstly, definitely the Jude Cardan one. I feel like the colors blend together so well. Second, probably the Warner one. I actually thought I wasn't gonna like it when I was halfway into making it, but then the other half, like I had the idea to add all the blood and the bruises and I was like, yes! And third, probably the Lucian one. I really love the moon on a string and then there's a freaking moon on a string with the text. And then probably the Nessa one. For someone who loves Nessa, I'm surprised that I made it so bad and ugly. And then the last one is the Feyre and Tamlin one, which is so ugly. Like, okay, it's my first one, so like I can't really, like I was just trying to figure out the settings and how to use each tool. But it wasn't that bad, but it was like pretty bad. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know which one is your favorite, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be a Crescent City reading vlog, Crescent City by Sergi Mass. Goodbye!